I made a little section on my YouTube channel about jobs that I used to have and my previous jobs, and I thought about making this one, which is I used to be a valet driver. I used to get in people's cars and I would park their car for them. So this is my little rant, my review on working for a valet company in Dallas, Texas. Okay, I worked for a company called Advantage Valet, Dallas, Texas, in downtown Dallas. And check this out. I made $6.25 an hour plus tips. I'm on the highway now, so I'm on my way to work. I'm not going to a valet job, but I made $6.25 an hour plus tips. People didn't really tip, so it was $6.25 an hour. And if I worked for 3 hours and it was slow, they sent me home, and I got paid for 4 hours, I think. Yeah, 4 hours. If I worked for 3 hours and no tip, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, made less than $20, they sent me home. And they minimum I worked for 4 hours. Anyways, the job sucked. It was horrible. People didn't tip because at the time, the tickets that you buy when you used to valet, the tickets that people bought cost $10. So if you're paying $10 for a valet ticket, why the fuck would you tip somebody? And people would go in, I would valet for restaurants, clubs. The hours were, it was kind of early in the morning on weekends, but it was most of the time it was late at night. It was like 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Opera events, anywhere from 6 to 2 in the morning. I would say like 3 in the morning sometimes. Shit. I'm trying to refresh my memory. I worked back in 2012, and it was a horrible job, man. It was a horrible job. I didn't have a car at the time, so when I would valet into people's cars, I was a stranger in someone else's car. I didn't have a car. I used to walk to work. Work was 7.1 miles is what I walked. 7.1 miles from my friend's apartment to downtown Dallas. Some days I didn't want to work 7 fucking miles. I didn't want to walk 7 miles. So what I did was I stole money. I stole a quarter out of people's cars. I said, I want to steal something. If they're not gonna fucking tip me, I would love to have a ride home. I don't want to walk 7 miles. So I would take a quarter and I put it in my sock. Anyway, that's crazy. But it gave me a ride home, man. It gave me a ride home. The dart was $1.75 for a day pass, and I just needed 7 quarters. I didn't steal more. I didn't steal paper. I didn't steal money. All I stole was a quarter. Because if I thought, who's gonna come back and say, oh, I got a quarter missing? No one counts their quarters. I counted my quarters. Just because it gave me a ride home. So luckily my boss at the time, somebody broke into his place and he needed money. Somebody broke into his place, stole a bunch of his shit. He needed money, so he sold me his motorcycle. He had an old motorcycle just sitting around. Sold it to me for $500. $500 up front and $500 in payments. And the job was horrible, man. Here's the tip, dude. If you're valeting your car and you can see where the dude is parked, you don't have to tip him so much. But please still tip these guys. Tip your valet drivers. And for me, it was blocks away, 3-4 blocks sometimes. I would run. I'd grab the ticket and I'd take off like a fucking dog. I'd take off like a dog, get in their cars, drive it back. No fucking tip, dude. That was every day. So that's what working for a valet company, dude. And they hire anybody, man. Valet company, they hired anybody. They used to bait people. They used to put $5 bills in hanging around. They used to put money hanging around. They used to bait guys into stealing money. And they go back to the car. They check the car. If it's not there, they come back fired, man. It's crazy, dude. I'm just thinking about it right now. They had leads there. The lead was the guy above you, like the manager, who held the ticket. He didn't run. He wasn't me. I was the dog. I went out and fetched the cars. And the lead guy made, I don't know how much he made. A couple bucks more than me. Fuck it. It don't matter what he made, man. He would tell me, he would give me the ticket and take off. He would be the guy that talked to the customers, you know. It'd be the sweet talker or whatever, dude. He ain't shit. They used to, I feel, and I'm pretty sure this is true, they used to steal our tips, man. They used to take our tips. They would tip him. I'd be going to fetch the car, come back. Every other time the lead will give me a tip. I feel like the lead took the tip sometimes. This is what leads do. I'm sorry if I'm getting off, if I'm using words that people don't understand. Lead, manager, whatever. Leads will reuse a ticket. So if you give them a ticket and they go inside and eat, and they come back and they give you the ticket so you can grab the car, they can reuse an old ticket. A ticket's $10. So they'll reuse an old ticket, a ticket that's already used. That $10 they will pocket and keep for themselves. That's how leads made their money. And we knew that because we helped them. Yes. Fuck, dude. My video's gonna be all shaky. Oh well, man. There's a cop right there. When I first started, man, I never been into a really rich car. It sucked because they got mad at me because I didn't know how to drive. I don't know, BMWs, the unlock button is in the center. The BMW, different cars, these rich fucking cars that I've never stepped fucking foot in. The nicest car I've ever been in was a Toyota Camry. It was my sister's car, 2011 Toyota Camry. That's the nicest car I've ever been in before 2012 hit. So this is my little review of that job. They expected us to know how to drive these fancy cars, man. They got mad at me. They got mad at a lot of people, dude. It was a horrible job, man. And the winter time, it's just cold, just standing around. I felt really like a dog outside. Even dogs, people give dogs food, people give them crumbs. We didn't even get crumbs. If we did get crumbs, it was people would go inside into a restaurant or a bar and then tip the waitress, they tip the bartender. Then they come out and they see us like, we gotta tip you too? We're at the end of the tipping fucking, and it sucked, man. And how I quit that job, this video is 8 minutes long right now. How I quit that job was I worked a 6-hour long shift and they tried to get me to work another 6 more hours. What was it? They tried to get me to work a 12-hour day. And a 6-hour shift, you guys gotta understand, I was running in downtown Dallas. I was sprinting. Every time I got a ticket, I would run blocks to get the car. Sweating, drenched, a lot of energy, man. No fucking lunch. I don't remember eating lunch there. It was horrible. And they tried to get me to work. They tried to get me to work another shift, and with no break, with no lunch, fucking 12-hour day. And I said, fuck it. I didn't even go. I took my motorcycle. This is what I did. I took my motorcycle and I drove home to my friend's apartment where I lived. And on my way home, in my fucking drenched ass, dirty ass valet clothes, I went inside every gym on my way home. Every single gym that I passed, I walked into and asked if they were hiring. I walked into and asked for a manager. It's 2012, but at the time I was getting back on my feet. I wasn't used to computers and stuff or technology. I was just face to face, and every place told me to apply online. I'm like, is there any job that I can get just speaking to a manager face to face, so they can see that I'm serious, so they can see that I'm like, I need something new, I need something. Apply online. Everyone told me to apply online, dude. I went into every single job on my way home, man. That's what I did. Valet company made me do that, man. I don't work for no fucking valet company. I don't think I won't ever work for a valet company, ever. If I had to, sure, but not for that one, man. But valet company, I always end off with something good. Valet company taught me this. It taught me hard work. It taught me, it taught me about cars. It taught me about, I can drive any car. I can drive any car. I can adjust to any fucking car. I have that skill. I can parallel park like a motherfucker, man. I remember them. They never even taught me how to parallel park. They just put me in and said, do it. There's a bunch of people watching. One time I thought I put it in P, and I got out the car and the car kept rolling. And the customer was like, oh, everyone's screaming, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, dude, this ain't for me, dude. There was a point in time where I was running and sweating, and I just thought, man, this ain't for me, dude. This is not for me. I'm not built for this, man. There's got to be a reason why I'm going through this. It taught me how to parallel park. It taught me hard work. It taught me just to be thankful for a job where I don't have to wear somebody else's name tag. My name tag said Damon. They didn't give a fuck about me, dude. I lost my name tag and they just gave me a new one without my fucking name, like my name didn't even fucking matter. It said Damon on it. I still have that. I have that name tag. It said Damon. And I was like, I'll be fucking Damon, dude. Fuck that job, dude. None of those people, none of the managers cared for us. We were fucking dogs to them. Treated like dogs. They probably treated their dogs better than us. Yeah, man, I hated that job, dude. I'm glad. I hope this is the last time I'll have to think about that experience. But if you're trying to work for a valet company and you're 18, I was 19 years old. And if you're 19, 18, 20, it's cool, man. It's cool for the time being, but please don't stay there, dude. Don't stay there, man. Don't stay there. There's a time where the lead, an older guy, an older gentleman, I would say he was like my father, late 30s, early 40s, and he ran into somebody that he knew from school, and just, I could feel the tension, I could feel the conversation, how he came out of the steakhouse, and he sees him, and they shake hands, like, you know, where you been, you know, what you doing? Oh, you don't have to ask what they're doing. He's working for valet. I just noticed, I'm like, dude, I don't want that. I don't want that, man. I want to be the guy coming out the steakhouse. I want to be that guy. Okay, man, this video is fucking long. 13 minutes long about working for a valet company. This video is longer than for every second in this video I got paid more than I did at the valet company, dude. Fuck that place, man. They, some nights, this is what they did, which is really sketchy. All the valet guys would grab the money that would get tipped and we'd throw it in the tip jar. And like, it was after a Dallas Opera or something. Or, yeah, the Opera House. And we would put the tip into a tip jar and we'd just keep, all of us would keep circling out, getting cars. At the end of that little shift, all the leads would go into a room and count the tips. Then they split it with us. It's just sketchy, man. I feel like there's a lot of money getting kept under the table. They used to do pocket checks. We used to take out our pockets and they'd check us. This is what I did because I knew the system was corrupt. This is what I did. I pretended like I put money. I pretended like I put money into the basket, but I really kept on to it. I gotta be sneaky, man. And when I got into the next car, the valet car, I would put that tip in my underwear. I would put it in my sock or in my underwear. I had to get mine, dude. I had to get mine. I had to survive, man. I'm not proud of stealing, proud of doing that, but justice has to be served some way, man. I don't do it no more. I don't do that anymore. I only did it because I needed to eat. I needed money to survive. I needed a ride. I have a ride today. I have some money. I don't need to steal like that. But that's just my little rant on working for a valet company, man. Don't ever fucking do it. Don't do it, man. Just don't do it. Even if you're thinking about doing it, if it's your last resort, do it. Don't ever do it, man. Think of me. Think of this video. All right, guys. Peace out.